Hello friends and welcome. Today we are performing experiment on Thevenin's and Norton theorem. So we will verify this theorem by using this experimental setup. So this experimental setup consists of multiple resistances R1, R2 and R3. These are fixed resistances and R4 is variable resistance, okay, or potentiometer. And then here we are having variable power supply which can be controlled with the help of this knob. Okay, and for measurement purpose we are having this voltage and current meter, voltmeter and ammeter, and this is your power indicator LED. Okay, and today we are performing experiment. We will verify this theorem by using this circuit. So simply I have taken one T-type network. Okay, so this is like T-type network. So three resistances we are using, R1, R2 and R3. Okay, and here from this side I am connecting 10 volt power supply and I am considering this as load resistance. So we are measuring current flowing through this resistance R3. Okay, now so far as values are considered, I have already measured these values. So I am considering this as R1, this as R2 and this as R3. So I have already measured this value. These two are R1 and R2 are 1 kilo ohm, R3 is 550 ohm. Okay, now as per this circuit diagram we will do the connections and then we will verify this theorem. Okay, so let us start this experiment. So before starting the experiment, first thing we have to do is we have to set this voltage to 10 volt because we are having variable power supply, okay, which can be controlled with the help of this knob. Okay, so first of all I will set this to 10 volt. Okay, so friends, now we are having this positive and negative wire. Okay, from this power supply I am connecting this to voltmeter. I will turn on this kit. As soon as I turn on this kit, you will find out that the voltage on this voltmeter is 17.59. okay, so now we will vary this knob, okay, and we will set this voltage to 10 volt. So now this is approximately 10 volt. Okay, again I am turning this off and now we will do the connections. So the voltage is set to 10 volt. Okay, now as per our circuit diagram, what we are doing, positive of voltage is connected to R1. Okay, other end of R1 is connected to R2 and R2 is connected back to the negative of the supply. Okay, similarly R3 is connected to R1, other end is connected to positive of this ammeter, negative of ammeter is connected to the ground line. Okay, so I will do the connections accordingly. What we are doing, we are connecting positive of this supply to R1. Okay, another end of R1 is connected where? To this resistance, second resistance. Okay, so I am connecting it here. Then another end of R2 is connected to the ground line. Okay, and again what we have to do, we have to connect this negative of the supply to the ground line like this. Okay, now this loop is over. Now we have to connect this R3 and milliammeter. Okay, so for that purpose what we are doing, first end of R3, it is, you can connect it either to R1 or R2. Okay, so I will connect this to R2 like this. Okay, so friend, this is one end of R3. This R3 we can connect either to R2 or R1. So I am connecting it to R2 like this. Okay, so this R3 is connected to R2. Then another end of R3 is connected to milliammeter. Okay, so what we will do, another end of R3 we will connect to this ammeter. Okay, and finally negative of this ammeter is connected to the ground line. So negative of this ammeter is connected to the ground line and ground line is connected to the negative of the supply. Okay, so in this way our circuit is completed. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to measure this current. So simply we will turn on this circuit. As soon as we turn on this circuit, this will show current. Okay, so this current is coming out to be 4.6 milliampere. Okay, so we will note down this value. So we have noted this value. Our current is 4.6 milliampere load current. Okay, now we can verify this by using Thevenin's theorem as well as we can verify this using Norton theorem. So in this part we are verifying this with the help of Thevenin's theorem. So for applying Thevenin's theorem we need two factors. One is VTH or open circuit voltage and another is RTH. Okay. So for measurement of VTH, what we have to do? We have to open circuit the load. Now our R3 is acting as our load. So what we will do? We will open circuit this resistance, and in between these 2 points we will measure the voltage. Okay. So simply what I am doing, I am removing these two. First of all, I will turn off this power supply, and what simply I am doing, I am opening these resistance. Okay. And simply I am connecting it across voltmeter. Okay. So what happens? R3 is now open, and in between these 2 points, whatever wire we are having, we have connected them across voltmeter. So we will get open circuit voltage over here. Okay. Once again I will turn on this. So what I am getting, open circuit voltage is 5.03 volt. Okay. So we have noted this value. Our open circuit voltage is approximately 5.03 volt or 02 volt. Okay. Now next factor is RTH. So for measurement of RTH, what we have to do? We have to turn off the circuit, because while measuring any resistance, your power supply should be off. Okay. And where you have to measure that resistance? You have to measure that resistance in between the open points. Okay. So we have opened these 2 points. Okay. So what we are doing? We have opened these 2 points. So what we will do? We will connect ohm meter across this, and we will measure the resistance. So friends, we have already finished with the experimentation part, and we have measured this current. So this current was 4.6 milliampere. Okay, measured value. And also we have measured the values of VTH and RTH. Okay, now what we will do? We will solve this circuit, okay, by using Thevenin's theorem, and we should get the experimental result and calculated result should be same. Okay. So friends, we need to use some steps to solve this circuit by using Thevenin's theorem, and you know that the very first step is calculation of Thevenin's voltage. Sometimes this voltage is also known as open circuit voltage, just like we have written over here, open circuit voltage or Thevenin's voltage. Okay. So what we have to do basically, so here what we will do, we will remove this load resistance. Okay. R3 is now acting as load because we are measuring the current flowing through that resistance. Okay. So we will remove this resistance. So that we will get 2 open points. Okay. In between these 2 open points, we will measure VOC. Okay. So friends, now what we have done, this is our converted circuit. So suppose this is your point A and this is point B. So we are removing this R3 resistance so that we will get this open circuit in between point A and B. Okay, and whatever voltage we are getting between these 2 points is nothing but your open circuit voltage, or it is also known as Thevenin's voltage. Okay, so now our aim is to calculate this VOC. So now you know that we are having this 10 volt. Okay, this 10 volt, and then we are having this 1 kilo ohm and 1 kilo ohm. These two resistances are in series. So this was your R1. Okay, and this was your R2. Okay. So R1 and R2 are in series. So what happens? Whenever resistances are connected in series, voltage will get divided across them. So here this 10 volt will get divided between R1 and R2. So we can use voltage divider rule over here. Okay. So when we apply voltage divider rule over here, we are measuring the voltage across R2, this resistance. Okay. So what we will write? VOC. Now according to voltage divider rule, what you have to write? We are measuring across R2. So you have to write R2, okay, then divided by total resistance. So what is the total resistance? R1 and R2. Okay, so we will write R1 plus R2. Okay, and this is multiplied by the input voltage. Okay, so what is the input voltage you are having? 10 volt you are having over here. Okay, so this was your input voltage. Now put these values. So when we put the values and solve this, what we are getting? 1 kilo ohm upon 2 kilo ohm multiplied by 10 volt. So if you solve this, finally what you will get? This is your VOC. So finally what you will get? 5 volt. Okay. So friends, therefore VOC is nothing but what? Your Thevenin's voltage. Okay. So your Thevenin's voltage comes out to be how much? 5 volt. Okay. And if you look at this voltage, what you will find out? this voltage, this calculated voltage is same as our measured voltage, means our theoretical value and practical value is approximately getting matched, means this experiment is correct. So while measurement we have got 5.03 volt, and while doing the calculations we have got 5 volt. Okay, so this indicates that this experiment is correct. Okay, now this is about VTH. Now next we have measured RTH during the experiment. Okay, so now what we will do, we will take the second step. Next step is calculation of RTH, and you know that for measurement of RTH what you have to do, whatever energy sources are present in your circuit, that you have to short. So we will short this voltage. If it was current source, we could have open source it. Okay, so friends, now what we have done, the whatever voltage was present over here, we have shorted that voltage. Okay, and this is your 1 kilo ohm R1 resistance, this is your R2 1 kilo ohm. Okay, and this is your point A and this is your point B. So in between point A and B, what we are doing, we are measuring the Thevenin's resistance. Okay, so if you look at this, what you will find out, this 1 kilo ohm and this 1 kilo ohm, they are in parallel. Okay, so what is your Thevenin's resistance then? Thevenin's resistance is nothing but 1 kilo ohm in parallel with 1 kilo ohm. Okay, so if you calculate this, what is the value of RTH you are getting? So RTH comes out to be 500 ohm. So this is your calculated value. Now match this result with experimental value. So during the experiment what we have got, 506 ohm, and during calculation what we have got, 500 ohm. So these two values are again matching. So this indicates that whatever experiment we have performed is correct. Okay, now the last task remaining is we have to measure the current. Okay, load current. So we have already measured that current. Here it is. What is the value of current we are getting? 4.6 milliampere. So this was measured value. Now we will do the calculations and we will verify whether this value, our calculated value, is matching this value or not. Okay, so friends, we have already measured the value of load current. It was 4.6 milliampere. Now we will verify by using Thevenin's equivalent circuit. So first of all, for calculation of IL, first of all we will draw the Thevenin's equivalent circuit. So it consists of one voltage source, Thevenin's voltage, in series with Thevenin's resistance. So friends, now this is your Thevenin's equivalent circuit. It consists of a single voltage source VTH. We have already calculated the value. So it is how much? 5 volt. Okay, and what is the RTH we have got? 500 ohm. Okay, so now what we are doing, this is your point A and this is your point B. So in between we will reconnect the load resistance. So now we have connected the load resistance. Our load resistance was of 550 ohm. Okay, and our aim is to measure the current flowing through this load resistance. So that was IL. Okay, so now we will write the formula for this IL. Now what is your IL? I, according to Ohm's law, I is equal to what? V by R. So what is the voltage present in your circuit? VTH. Okay, and divided by resistance. So what is the resistance present here? RTH and RL. Okay, so now we will put these values. So we have written the values over here, and when we will calculate, we will get the value of IL. So this comes out to be 4.7 milliampere. Okay. So what is the calculated value we are getting? 4.7 milliampere, and what was our measured value? It was 4.6 milliampere. Okay, so from this you can verify that these two values are matching. This indicates that our calculated value and our measured values are approximately similar. So this indicates that our Thevenin's theorem is verified. So in this way you can find out the current flowing through any branch of any electrical circuit by using Thevenin's theorem. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this video. Have a nice day. Thank you.